Effects of earth shelters on urban space in context of biophilic design, a case of Meydan İstanbul Mall, Turkey. The aim of the study is to raise awareness about the effects of earth shelters on urban space by drawing attention to their biophilic qualities. When corroborated with appropriate biophilic qualities, earth shelters make the urban space more livable and habitable by presenting urban green areas, squares, and parks. Since biophilia means love of life, it's significant to put forward ideas for urban space related to revitalize and endear life for city dwellers. The significance of the subject. Whitley defined biophilic cities as cities which urban nature integrates with urban space. However, some of the urban biophilic qualities, green roofs, green walls, he denoted introduce superficial solutions. Biophilic city patterns should provide solutions aspiring increasing and expansive forests in urban, which boosting the green area in urban space rather than greening of terraces and roofs of buildings. As Salinger stated, biophilic design doesn't mean implementing green elements to iconic designs in order to present them as alluring designs for clients. Biophilic architecture should respect the right of life of living creatures in urban and ensure the sustainability of urban biodiversity, considering that other living creatures in urban have biophilic tendencies like human, so its strategies should be beyond adding small urban gardens to urban space more livable. In this context, enabling vacancies in urban earth shelters present an ecology-integrated model and strategies that sustain the biophilias of other living things. The study is significant since it evaluates the contributions of earth shelters to urban space as they are designed with this context. The method of the study, according to the biophilic design patterns stated in the literature analysis, earth shelters were compared with other conventional buildings in terms of their effects on urban space. Since it has a wide green roof and locating urban space, as an earth shelter, Meydan İstanbul Mall is presented as a case study assessed with critical method, according to the biophilic architecture pattern in literature. As it has a chance for suggesting a model, earth shelters in urban space in various cities are presented as examples. Biophilia as a term was first used by Eric Fromm in 1964 for emphasizing humans' love of life and living organisms, an affiliation that humans seek. It's the opposite term of necrophilia, defining true love of death. The idea then put forward by Wilson as biophilia hypothesis as biologically based, innate desire for connecting to nature, affiliation to life, and life processes, innate tendencies to focus on life. It's a term in environmental psychology, defining affiliation to nature. Here we are evaluating environmental psychology with dimensions of biophilic design, naturalistic dimension, antecedent of nature, and vernacular dimension, place-based dimension. Effects of earth shelters to urban space related to the naturalistic dimension of biophilic design. First, elements of nature. Naturalist dimension of biophilic design is based on direct experience of natural elements. It includes the experience of natural qualities such as natural light, water, soil, and airflow in macro and micro scales of space. These are similar to Feng Shui 5 elements qualities such as natural light, water, soil, airflow in macro and micro scales of space. These are similar to Feng Shui 5 elements of Western natural elements, water, wood, fire, earth, and metal in Chinese cosmology and Eastern philosophy. air circulation and wind. When earth shelters are designed in an aerodynamic form, they support the flow of seawinds in urban, especially in coastal cities. Especially in ancient cities, while urban plan pattern is a concept as street alleys emanating seawards, today's buildings are located parallel to the coast like an embankment and a rampart. This situation prevents experience of sea, wind, and smell of sea in urban spaces. Sound. Earth shelters are urban structures supporting urban space interaction that can be articulated with public spaces and foster the tranquility of the urban space. It's designed as introverted spaces with entertainment or shopping facilities in urban. When this kind of crowded assembly areas is taken underground, they provide a silent, calm experience to urban space due to sound insulation feature of the soil. Urban space turns into a biophilic space where birds, water sounds, and children's voices are heard thanks to this concept with green landscape and squares. Light and sun. Today's modern vertical architecture built on the ground level with conventional methods. The buildings adversely affect each other's sun-bathing levels and insulation duration in urban space. Urban spaces should be designed taking into account the sun factor as bioclimatic and biophilic element. While the situation requires solar control in hot climates, it turns into a biophilic and psychological requirement in northern cities such as Scandinavian cities. The purpose of the architecture isn't to make people happy. However, the sun also has the function of adjusting the circadian rhythm of living things. Related to this, the sun establishes the rhythm of the nature. At the same time, daylight is also significant for humans to perceive the time in urban and interior spaces. When humans don't perceive time for a long period, they are come out of the sense of reality, which causes diseases like schizophrenia. Nowadays, introvert shopping malls with atriums have turned into places where we can feel the sun, the wind, and nature with courtyards, squares, urban arenas like Meydan Istanbul Mall. In the past, while people feel fatigue and headache in artificially illuminated mall corridors, today art-sheltered shopping mall samples like Meydan Istanbul Mall serve as a biophilic courtyard like a sunbathing place, chaining an arena to urban space. In addition, its dormer windows located on green roof serves as a biophilic experience indoors with daylight. Water. Since water has a cooling effect, it's used as a bioclimatic element in architectural design. However, when designed with proper interaction with space users, it can also serve as biophilic factor. In the Moscow project designed by Manchu architecture is the model strategy that people in the place interact visually with water. The application of the similar strategy in art shelters will ensure that the art shelter space becomes more dynamic and biophilic with light reflections of water in urban space. When properly designed in an acoustic context, sound and smell spread evenly into the space and integrate with the smell of the soil of the space. Daughters in Cappadocia have bedrooms with pools designed with this biophilic strategy. In the rooms, there are solutions that strengthen the biophilic effect by creating a daylight effect thanks to the yellow lights. Biophilic design solutions for boosting water sound in urban space can be collaborated with underground structures. The altitude difference created by underground construction can use the mobility and sound of water as a biophilic element in landscape design. Such solutions strengthen the biophilic effect as it ensures vitality and movement in urban space. Feeling of safety. The first space is proposed in exceptional circumstances such as earthquakes, natural disasters and wars, are earth shelters and underground. Many protective qualities of soil such as radiation protection, sound and noise protection and earthquake safety make the earth shelters and underground spaces advantageous. Earth shelters serve both instinctive biophilic tendencies, need to experience mastery, discover a need for security, while maintaining the quality of space attraction in both uses. In this context, it also contributed to the urban space in terms of tourism and economy. Similarly, the feeling of security and mystery in inland mountain space is widespread in some cities as places with biophilic alluring space when combined with the seaside landscape. Prospect. Prospect is defined as an impeded view over space for surveillance and planning. Interrupting report. Humans evolved in adaptive response to complementary benefits of prospect and refuge. Prospect refers to long waves of surrounding settings that allow people to perceive both opportunities and dangers, while refuge provides sites of safety and security. Earth shelters as massive mass public buildings, congress centers, auditorium, cinema and theater, preclude affecting the city site in urban space. In this context, it also increases the landscape quality of the city and urban biophilic value. Considering that one of the most important problems of urban today is the deterioration of the city silhouette, it can be clearly understood to what extent the landscape silhouette quality in urban provided by earth shelter affect the biophilic value. Interaction with the urban space in earth shelters manifests itself as infinity, immensity in borders of the earth shelter. The aim here isn't only interconnection with the landscape. The limitlessness of the space aims to serve the city dweller, a feeling life planner who travels in modern time passages. Although this vitality, mobility, and dynamism seem only as the face of modernism, it's also a biophilic experience. No organism in nature is stable. There is continuous interaction. Spinoza said the interaction of modes is inevitable in ethical. Refuge and opportunity. The earth shelters located in nature design approaches such as the neighborhood principle and to share opportunities in planning and high positioning to see dangers and prospects are seen. In urban space, opportunities can turn into opportunities within the scope of accessibility of the earth shelter space. Movement, being open to pedestrian circulation, meeting the square by pedestrian paths, or creating a square in urban like made in Istanbul Mall. With this strategy, ramps have been used in the landscape design of Meydan Istanbul Mall, which also enhances the accessibility. After planting on sloping roof of Meydan Istanbul Mall, blooming has been observed over time. This shows that the urban space created by shopping mall's green roof has also been a biophilic attraction for all living things, serving as an urban refuge. Antecedent of nature, stimuli, inspiration and motivation effects of Meydan Istanbul Mall. As Chalfont stated, being in the garden motivates people to do things. Chalfont highlighted that the result of antecedent of nature, stimulating natural features through a visual and non-visual connection with nature. Information of richness, metaphors, art, sculptures, biomimicry and biomorphic forms, patterns, curves, fractals, and details are the antecedent of nature elements. Here is Meydan Istanbul Mall figures. Here, biomorphologic structural design of Meydan Istanbul Mall and the information of richness and arts on facade. The effects of earth shelters to urban space related to place attachment dimension of biophilic design. Reflecting modernism as basic forms doesn't tone with vernacular architecture, or place-based biophilic tendencies were negatively affected as humans don't feel place attachment and sense of ownership. The sphere-cedal Amazon office hasn't reflected place attachment in urban as well. Everything in nature is in flow, loop and motion. However, in this flow and loop, the modest doesn't turn out of details. Even a snowflake falls on Earth with its fractal details and original geometry. However, the movement in modern cities causes buildings to be without details. This situation deprives our sense of place attachment and feeling of place in urban space. Conclusion. The biophilia level of all people isn't the same in every period of their lives. Plants and nature that feel good in some periods can cause different effects in different processes of human life. All living things should have biophilia and should be taken into consideration that biophilic spaces are created in urban space. Urban space can attract other creatures as well. Considering that the ecological chain is a wall, it's important to use urban design strategies to keep all living things alive. Thank you.